Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good time and you're being constructive during this lockdown. Hi, do we have all the Jadians joining in? I'm good, thank you. Hi. So that's great, and I hope you all have your cup of tea, coffee, and you're all ready to sit back and relax and have some really, really interesting insight into how you can make things more productive this lockdown. We do have a list of very good, interesting industry people coming in and joining us for these live sessions that we're going to be hosting for the next 5 days. So please join in every day at 4:30. So for everyone who's not part of JD family, let me introduce myself. My name is Akshara Dalal. I'm director of JD Institute of Fashion Technology, and I'd like to welcome everyone at the JD Talk session. This is the first edition that we're launching for JD Talks. Since we've been an institution, academic institution, and we've been training minds for the last 32 years, we understand how important this generation is in shaping the future. And we need the future to be motivated. We do not want you to get stressed. I know it's a stressful time, but we also want you to keep your productivity intact. Because you would be seeing us back in college, of course, and for everyone who's not part of JD, you would be returning to your workplace, you would be returning to your families if you're stuck somewhere, or you would be going back to another college. But the most important thing that we feel is to keep your productivity and your mental health in place. And this week is dedicated to mental health. So I hope you can learn a lot from this talk session. Let me give you a little brief about our guest for today evening. She's a very interesting lady. I think a lot of you might already know her. For people who don't, let me introduce. She's a retired lieutenant. She is the founder coach for Miss Universe Manushi Chilla, which is I think amazing. And she's also coached Mrs. India Universe Neha Tyagi. She's also coached Mr. India Lakshya Chaudhary, which is I think fantastic. So any beauty aspirants, beauty pageant aspirants, I hope you would be taking notes for this session. She has also written a really amazing book, and I've read it personally, and I think it's amazing. It's called The Beauty Pageant Green Room, which has been endorsed by Miss Sushmita Sen as well, and is very reputed worldwide, and it has made it onto the top list. So you can have a go at it, read it. I think we all need to read often. Let me just try and get her with us now. So I think she's going to be joining us in a minute. You know, the most amazing part about the speaker for today is that she's not only a beauty coach, but she's also an author. She's also a business entrepreneur. She's also a consultant. She's also a healer. So there's a lot to learn from today's session. Well, she should be in the next 30 seconds. So let's see. Hi.
I'm all frozen.
Yes, I think there is some connectivity problem.
Well, I don't know. I'm all frozen.
Maybe I think we can start, and I think the video will start working.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. You can start.
So how are you? We'd love to know about how are you doing this quarantine season that we're all facing.
I think I am really taking it very positively, enjoying and using my time very constructively. So many things I wanted to do. You know, there was this song, "Dil Dhoondta Hai Phir Wahi Fursat Ki Raat Din." So finally, I think kuch fursat hai, and I'm looking at this whole situation to upgrade myself, to do something great, and do all the things I always wanted to do.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think we've all been trying to sort of, I think, become masters at cooking. Me and Harsh have actually deciphered strategic dishwashing now. So,
Ah,
there's so much that we're doing in terms of the housework as well. That,
okay.
and then of course, like everyone's sort of going back to their hobbies, which is what we appreciate and which is what we want the Jarians to do as well, to sort of, touch base with the hobbies that you may be left behind.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's a great time to do all those things we were wanting to do.
Yeah, so we have a lot of questions actually. We asked Jadings to also post in questions on their separate groups, and we have a lot of them. So I think it's going to be a long session.
Okay, no worries.
So yeah, I think of course because it's the quarantine, we are under lockdown. So we actually want to understand how a person can adapt in such overwhelming situation, because we have seen students get really stressed about the fact that they cannot go out, about the fact that they cannot meet their friends, and it definitely has some sort of an impact onto their minds as well. So how do you think is the best way to sort of keep your mental stability at a point where you're cut down from the outside world?
Well, I think one thing which I would like to tell everyone is that they have to first and foremost accept the situation that this is going to last for some time. And because it's going to last for another 10, 15 days more, they need to first and foremost remember that this is a specific time, a special time which has been given to my. I
Yeah.
was, I was so, okay. I'm so thrilled and happy for that.
Yes.
Okay, so first and foremost, I would want to tell people that don't look at it as a negative situation. First and
Mhm.
foremost, people will say itna sab kuch negative hai, then how you're saying it's not negative? The thing is, yes, this was important for us. It was a very important thing for us because it's a lesson for us to learn, because we were so much running into the rat race that God actually wanted to shake us and bring us back to reality. And now that you have been shaken to reality, minus what is happening with COVID-19, forget that. Which is happening. But look at the other side. Look at all the positive things which have happened. I remember we used to use masks for pollution. Now we don't have to do that. We have the nature which is all happy around us. We have learned to give to people. We have learned to live in minimal things. So many positive things have happened. So only thing I would suggest to all of you is you have to defocus yourself. Don't. Now that is very difficult because FB, WhatsApp, television, everywhere you only hear one thing: COVID-19 code. It is so much out there that you just cannot ignore it. So I would suggest that you have to make a conscious decision to set a time apart for these news and FB and everything, and focus the rest of the time into something more constructive. Use this time constructively. So I would suggest defocus yourself from the present situation.
I think that's a very interesting take to defocus on something as this, because I think it has started impacting everyone's mindset, because we've
Yeah,
been
it's
always
because
glued to.
yeah, because it's started affecting, in a sense, one, no man is an island. We have never ever been in a situation where we have we locked down all those birds and this and that in cages. It's the first time human beings are locked inside there, and that too for such a long time. So of course it's going to affect us because we only see the same faces day in and day out. We are very social people. We need to go out to talk with people, which is becoming difficult. But there is always a loophole. There's always a way out in this situation. You can still remain connected being in the lockdown. So, and a lot of people, yes, a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are worried about their future. Of course, this will happen. But to them, I will say something I've lived in my life. And I live by this simple statement: I will cross the bridge when I get to it. So, no point thinking about what is going to happen tomorrow or what happened in the past. What you have to concentrate is what is happening in the moment. What is happening in the moment? You are safe, you are happy, you have a chat over your head, you can eat well, everything is going fine with you. So be in the present moment. And when you get to tomorrow, you never know. All those automatic thoughts which were there in your brain were never there. They were only there in your brain. So do not think about tomorrow. Think of today. And if you have to think of tomorrow, then prepare yourself for tomorrow. Gear up for tomorrow. Because when you come out of this situation, this entire world is going to be very different. Everything is going to be different. We are not going to live the way we used to live. So we need to upscale ourselves. We need to become more positive and more in charge of the situation so that you can face those situations, face on. So it's very, very important that you, again, I come back to the same situation, defocus, be in the present. Today is a good day, fine. We heard PM speak that yes, you have to be in for another couple of days. Fine, that's okay. It's okay. But when you come out of it tomorrow, you should not look like that. Oh, you're lost. You don't know what to do. Prepare. This is the time, when the enemy is outside, the battalion prepares inside. So we have to prepare so that when we attack the enemy outside, we have all the ammunition with us. So you have to prepare for the future. Instead of cribbing, crying, divert that negative into more positive. Divert that situation into more productive situation.
Oh, that is very true. I think get ammunition while you have time. I think the more skills we develop sitting at home at this point would really help us further when the world sort of slightly changes than what we were used to of.
It's not going to be slightly different. It is going to be very different. Everything will change, from socializing to shopping to education. Everything is going to get impacted, and we all have to tweak around it. We have to tweak. Life will go on, but it will go on in a different way. We have to tweak. So think of your own future. Think of what is going to happen to you, and then prepare accordingly. Okay, I need this skill. I need this skill. I need to do this. Most of the things are going to be online now because it's for a long time. People are not going to gather together. So learn all these apps and this and that. There are a lot of things you can learn and prepare for your future.
No, that is very, very true. So taking this thing to a more lighter note, because of course we're going to defocus from COVID-19 for a while. Tell us I think everyone's been Netflixing right now. Everyone's been sort of watching Amazon Prime. Tell us your top 5 picks to see on Netflix or Amazon Prime that would maybe help students or Jarians, get a better perspective of life, feel more lighthearted.
Okay, so I will tell you both Bollywood and Hollywood. I will not say that they are recent films, but they are films with a lot of motivation and a lot of meaning behind it. One of the films is Forrest Gump, where Tom Hanks is the leading man, and how being a challenged person, how he has learned to survive. That is one. Another Hollywood film I would like to suggest is A Castaway.
Okay.
How die emotionally and mentally learns to survive in isolation, which we are all doing. And from the Hindi films, I would suggest one is Guru, especially for the people who want to be entrepreneurs, how to start up and how to move it forward. Beautiful film. Another film is Three Idiots, which is again very Tare Zameen Par, a very inspirational film. And Rocket Singh is another film which I think a person who people had written off, but how he made it out of all these sentences people had hurled at him. So these are some of the films that have inspired me, and I will watch them again and again and again.
Okay, so I think these Jarians are all set for like movie nights for the next couple of days now.
Yes, and don't forget to watch my movie too. It has a message. I have done a movie. It's called Delhi in a Day, and it doesn't have the message of the present world, but it has a message about how we treat a household help and what we should do. It's a beautiful film with a beautiful message. Must watch.
Definitely, I think I'm going to do that. Right after we get done with the interview, I think we're going to all be watching that.
Yes, thank you.
So tell us something that if there are any specific guidelines, because you have been a skill developer, you've been a motivational speaker. Are there any top 5 guidelines that you would actually give to the JDs to sort of work their way through the pressure that they might be facing with academics as well, with household life as well? Because again, life is disrupted. So, any 5 mantras that you need them to do every day to become more and more productive?
Yeah, the first and foremost mantra, I will say dress up.
Okay.
Because when you know, it reminds me of a joke. I'm going to share this with everyone. That in a cupboard of a gentleman, an executive, the business suits were talking to each other, and they were saying, "Where is this gentleman? We haven't seen him since ages. इतने दिन से देखा नहीं. Nobody has, used us. What is happening? I hope we have not lost a job." तो नीचे ना निकल बैठी हुई थी. तो निकल मैंने आवाज लगाई ऊपर to the power suit. You think you've lost your job? Look at me. I'm doing 5 shifts in a day. So what I'm trying to tell you is that most of the time, if you're not dressed well, if you are not dressed for the day, you are lazy, you don't want to do things, you're just not in the right mood. So the way you dress up to come to the college, you dress up every day. Make an effort that you dress up so that you feel motivated to do something. When you're dressed up, you may want to do a video chat with someone. You may want to click pictures. At least something positive you are doing. So dress up like every day you are. Just don't be sitting in your nightie throughout the day. It's not going to work for you. Second thing is that you have to learn a skill every day. Whatever you think is necessary for your industry, maybe you have to learn how to go online, maybe how to make a website which you might need in future, or maybe learn something which can add on to your skill from the internet, because lot of courses are now available online. So pick up a course which you have to learn and fix up a time. Now, even if it's an online course, it doesn't mean that you will do it when lying down in bed or when you are sitting on your that pot. No, that's not the place you have to study. Fix up a place. Just like your school and college, fix up a place. This is your study table. Your dining table is not your study table. Your bed is not your study table. Fix up a table. This is where I'm going to sit and study, and make a timetable. Timetable, what time to what time you have to study, and stick to it. Very, very important, stick to it. Not just that you're watching a film, पहले ही देख लेता हूँ, उसके बाद मैं पढ़ाई करूँ. No. Continue with what has been taught to you, where you had a full stop in your college. Revise whatever has been taught there, and then add on to whatever you can in your own way till you go back to college again or till your classes start again. So make it a point to have a fixed place and start working from there. Third thing is protect your mental health. Very, very important. Because of the lockdown, because of the uncertainty, because of unpredictable future, what is going to happen, whether my college will continue, whether people will buy clothes or people will buy things. A lot of uncertainty is there. So protect your mental health. And that can only happen if you keep away from negative things. Now, we are bombarded by negativity from everywhere nowadays. You open WhatsApp, somebody forward is there. You see Facebook, something is there. You see Instagram, something, Twitter, something is there. So much of information, and you get so obsessed to collect that information. I want to know what is happening. You get addicted to these things, and you keep collecting so much of negativity. So again, fix up the time for your digital thing, fix up a time for your news, whatever you want to see. And I suggest, please do not watch any news before you sleep. I'm talking about mental health. Do not listen to any negative thing or look at any negative videos or anything before you sleep. Because when you're sleeping, you are now moving from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. And whatever messages you carry at this stage, this is called the alpha stage of your life. So if you carry these negative messages into your subconscious mind as you sleep, you will get up with a lot of fear, a lot of negativity, and it will become a part of you. So I suggest before you sleep, look at something positive. Either see some laughter show or read a good book or listen to a nice music, but stay away from negative. any kind of a negative influence which you are not going to carry. Fine, you have seen the movie, the news once is more than enough. No need to keep getting so obsessed about it. Fourth important thing I would like to see is just declutter your mind. Declutter your mind. So many negative thoughts are there. No, negative thought is like a yeast. ब्रेड बनती है ना, थोड़ा सा खमीर डालते हैं हम, तब वो फूलती चली जाती है. So negative thought is like a yeast. You put it in your brain and it starts multiplying. It becomes so big in your mind that then it starts multiplying and it flows out of your body into your environment. Not only do you become negative, anybody around you starts feeling negative. Everything, every person. And when you are negative person, you start attracting only negative things towards you. So consciously, you'll have to make a conscious effort because we are inside the storm at the moment. But you have to get inside that cocoon that I'm not going to get affected by this. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to work on myself during this. And very important thing, give something to someone. I'm not saying paise do, khana do. Sometimes it is not possible for you. You know, tan se, man se, dhan se. Even if you give a smile to someone, it matters a lot. This is the time you have to build your relationship with people. Phone uthao, call उन लोगों को जो जिनसे you haven't spoken for ages. Maybe you've had some bad things with them. Call them up. This is the time to make up. This is the time to do the relationship building. So much can be done. And the fourth thing I would just like to tell you is that combat your loneliness by maybe the way we are doing Instagram live or doing video with somebody, playing with your pets. So much can be done. So much can be done. But the most important thing is divert your mind. Divert your mind. Physically, mentally, socially, culturally, and spiritually. Have faith. Have faith. Remember, if God gives a problem, He has made a lock. He has the solution to it. You know, there was a man who died and he went to heaven. And he was fighting with God. मेरे को क्यों मारा, क्यों मारा, क्यों मारा? So God said, मैंने तुम्हें कितनी warnings दी? कभी PM बनकर, कभी CM बनकर. I gave you so many warnings. I gave you so many instructions. You never followed. So people think कि जो भी हो रहा है मजाक हो रहा है. You know, a lot of people are breaking these rules. But remember, you do your duty. Whatever is told to do, you do sincerely. Whatever government is doing, they will do it sincerely. And very soon together, we will come out of this situation in a very, very positive. Very nicely we come out of it without much of a damage. But it has to come with cooperation of everyone. And in this also, as I said, do whatever you can to the society, do whatever you can to your own self. So if you use this time in a very productive way, I'm sure things will come out to be very, very nice for you.
No, that is true. I think that's the if you have a positive outlook, you get positivity in return.
Yeah, because there's a thing. It's not the load which weighs you down. It's how you carry it. So this load is on your head. Just don't get succumbed to it. Just carry it with dignity and know exactly how to carry it. And you are not alone in this. Everybody is going through it.
Yeah,
So
world,
don't feel like a victim. Everybody is going through it in their own ways. And smart people are using this time very, very smartly.
That is so true. So that's the thing. I think it's been 2 weeks now since we have been in our houses, and I feel like it's a good time to develop a skill that will come in handy once everything's back to normal.
Absolutely. And one skill which I would like to tell all the designers to develop is communication skills. Very, very important. You see, most of the designers are loners. You know, they like to work in isolation with themselves. That's what creative people are. But it's very, very important that you should know what your client wants. You should be able to tell what your client, tell the client what exactly you are going to come up with. Let me tell you, in coming days, we are going to go digital. Most of us are not digital, online. E-shopping is going to become a big, big boom. People are not going to go to shopping malls to buy. So this is a great time to uh, make a website or do some digital thing and learn the communication skills on how do you express your ideas to your clients. So a client says, I want red, and you know that the red is not in fashion or the red is not the trend. How do you explain to the client that red is not in without hurting that person's feelings? How do you, the client is asking you something which is not practical. How do you explain to the client, this is not practical? So the right words, the right way of communication, be it written communication on how to write good emails, be it WhatsApp communication, be it oral communication, this is the right time to work on that skill. And this is also the right time to also remember that most of the manufacturing units are now to be in-house. Most of people are now wanting to manufacture coming times they'll want to manufacture their own things in their own country. So important that you be prepared with your skill set, that if you have to be a brand tomorrow, what are the things you require to do? So certain things you can sit and you can actually learn them online. And there is no need to go to any course. You can find hundreds of YouTube videos which will teach you communication.
That is, I think that is something that we have also lately observed within students, that they haven't been very good communicators in terms of telling people how their idea is or what it should be. We do have a lot of introverts. I do feel the Indian population is generally more shy. And we do see that happen in the students as well, that when we take juries or when we're having a discussion, they're quite shy. They'll have brilliant ideas, but they will never speak up in a room full of people.
Yeah, that is one. And two is, most of the time we don't hear what the client is saying. So very important to get the feedback also. Just do not presume this is, communication is a two-way tool. You speak and then you hear the person out. So you have to, communication is not a standalone thing. It teaches you listening skills, it teaches you patience, it teaches you how to get a feedback, it teaches you how to take negative remarks properly. So it's a wholesome, great thing which I think designers have to learn. They have to be now a little more outgoing. They have to come out of the cocoon and actually learn to express themselves in the best possible way they can.
That's absolutely true. So what do you think that, what sort of communication skills can someone at the beginner level develop? I mean, if someone's an introvert and someone wants to do this by themselves in the house, if there are any suggestions you'd like to give them, that, maybe day-to-day practice of speaking in front of the mirror, or maybe, writing their viewpoints down and sort of talking about it to their parents or their siblings. Is there some sort of a house activity that they could start with?
Yes. The house activity they can start. First thing is that first thing you have to think, why can't I speak? You have to first sit down and make notes. What is the reason I cannot speak in front of people? Is it because I hesitate? Or is it because I avoid speaking? I avoid concentration. So in case you think that you avoid speaking because of hesitation, then why do you hesitate? Maybe you hesitate because you are scared of the judgment of people. What do people think if I say something wrong? And many times you are worried. Most of the people are worried. What will people think about you? So you have to take baby steps to work on yourself, on your communication. Communication is made up of two aspects: verbal communication, written, and body language. Not only what you're speaking, but what your body is saying also matters. Because when you're in a face-to-face communication, people, out of 100% communication, 55% is visual communication. People are looking at you when they meet you for the first time. And if they like you, only then they will start talking. So 55% communication involves your body language most of the time. Because when we speak, it's 120 to 140 words per minute. But when we think, it's 800 words per minute. So 800 soche, bole 140, so 560 words जो मैंने सोचे थे, where did they go? They didn't go anywhere. they also were spoken. How? 150 you spoke through your words, and 560 words you spoke through your body. So you spoke more through your body, and people tend to believe your body language more than your words. तो आपने जैसे बोला, very important, stand in front of the mirror when you are practicing your communication. What are my expressions? How are my hands behaving? How is my body behaving? Am I standing with my arms closed? Am I standing with my feet closed? Am I not making an eye contact with myself while looking into the mirror? Do I look very stern? Do I look like you know, some kind of a guy who can scare people off? So you need to work on that. Second thing, make make very simple vocabulary or make simple situations in your life. For example, let's say that when you come out of this lockdown and you meet your friend, what will be the first thing you will tell this person? What will be the first things you say to this person, your best friend? So rehearse that in your mind. Look into that mirror as if you're talking to your friend, and then work on your words. And remember, जबान से लगी हुई चोट, जबान पर लगी हुई चोट तो फिर भी ठीक हो सकती है, लेकिन जबान से लगी हुई चोट मरते दम तक ठीक नहीं होती. So you have to dress rehearse your words. Whenever you are going to say something, dress rehearse in your mind. What am I going to say? How would that impact be onto the other person I'm going to say? So pick up simple ways of talking to people, front of mirror, and also if once you come out of it, take baby steps to approach strangers. For example, you can just stop on the road and ask somebody, can you please guide me which way to go to maybe Punjabi Bagh, Rani Bagh, wherever. You will first be hesitant, you know, what will this person think if I ask? But once you ask and you get the answer, you instantly get a lot of motivation that yes, I can get answer. When I speak, I'm being responded. So slowly, 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 you will learn to face strangers, you would learn to face people, your body language be in control. And it's not an overnight process, let me tell you friends, it takes a lot of practice. Every day, if you give about half an hour to your communication skills, you will be able to actually do it. And learn common. Don't use designer jargon. You know, don't use those technical words. Use common language which you think your client will understand. Learn the ways of how to persuade people in your own way. So that's another skill which will only come through communication. So these are some of the things you can, I think, sit at home and work on.
I think these are very valid points because, to be very honest, I also was very shy in the beginning. You know, I would not speak up. I would not talk to people. And then because, of course, because of my university, you know, I had to interact with a lot of people. And that's how slowly I think I developed that confidence. So it's more and more times you go out to strangers and have a very random conversation. I think that is what helps the maximum. The amount of confidence, the confidence that you receive back, the confidence that you get, I think once the person replies, it's tremendous. And that really helps.
Yeah, simple questions. Oh, I'm sorry, can you please tell me what's the time? Simple question. And a lot of people are even thinking, a lot of people I see that they are so obsessed with English language. True. You know, that English is the only way you have to learn to communicate. No, not necessary. You communicate in whichever language you can. Of course, if your client understands Hindi, you can speak in Hindi. If English, at least learn simple things. And let me tell you, I was very scared of speaking in English long time back when I was a child. I got to speaking in English and collecting words through simple baby books like Enid Blyton. I remember my first book by Enid Blyton was Naughty Amelia Jane.
Okay.
And it was a baby's book. But I read it. Once I finished the book, I felt great. And I had picked up a lot of stuff. So when I was telling my friend about that story, it gave me confidence that I could speak. And slowly, I built it up. Now I can read anything, but I started from a very simple book. So reading is another thing which will really help you to build up on your vocabulary. If you hate reading, but just make it a point to read 100 or maybe not even 100, just 50 pages per day. Great readers start reading with just 50 pages per day. Pick up anything you like. It's not necessary that you have to pick up a textbook only. Pick up a novel, pick up newspaper, pick up a magazine, pick up anything you like, but read every day. Once you start reading, you will start gaining that confidence. That when people can write such beautiful things, I can also write, I can also speak. It will motivate you to do a lot.
I think it's just that getting into the habit is very, very important.
Yes, yes.
We had a lot of questions, I think, coming in from the students as well, and they've sent us questions on their groups as well. So I'm just going to pick few of them.
Sure.
This is a personal one. So, who do you define as a visionary in your own terms? Is that one person that you find as a visionary that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I think my answer is very cliche, but yes, one person I actually see as a visionary is our present Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. Though he has been put into a lot of negative pictures, but I think whatever decisions he's made, is making, or is going to make in future are for the benefit of all of us. He is thinking long term. He's not thinking short term. So as a visionary, he's looking at the picture far ahead, and we will only realize it when the timing is right. One person I truly, truly admire is him. I know a lot of people think, that maybe he's very strict about things, but I think discipline is something which is a very, very important thing for us to learn in our life, and that is what made me in army. We were taught about little things like time management. We were taught 1 second में तुम सामने से नहीं हटे गोली आर पार होगी. So even 1 second matters in life. So imagine if you are a disciplined person, you are a focused person, you see long distance, how far you can go. So that's my answer to that question.
That's very true. So tell us something about your experience while you were training Miss Manushree Chillar. How was the training like? And we know that there are a lot of girls and guys out there in the institute as well and out there who would want to enter this world of beauty pageants and would like to, excel at it. So tell us a little bit about her journey so that I think people could learn from it.
Okay. First of all, let me tell you, I'm foundation coach of Manushree. I trained her till her journey till Miss India. And after Miss India, the Times of India people took her over. So when she came to me for the first time, she was like a normal child, proper ponytail and a normal clothes and stuff. But one thing I saw in that girl, the moment she used to say Miss India, there was a twinkle in her eye. And I could see that it was her biggest dream. On the other side, she also wanted to pursue her career, and she didn't want to stop that at that time, but she wanted to be Miss India. And she was sent to me through another Miss India, Koyal Rana, previous Miss India.
Okay.
So I wasn't too sure when I met her for the first time, because to me, she looked like an ordinary girl. I didn't see the beauty inside that. Sculpture will only see a rock, but uske piche usko tarash ke hi you can see the beauty of it. So I just saw her as a rock. But when I started training her, one thing that child had was focus. Nothing will divert her. And another thing which I realized in her was, if I say 9 a.m. the class, she was there at quarter. Excellent time management. Second, if I tell her to do this, even if she won't agree, she will do it, because she believed that whatever her mentor is telling her is for her good. So she went through a lot of hardships with me, but all these things together actually made her what she is today. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful to God Almighty that must have done some good karmas that she came into my life. A beautiful and a wonderful soul she is.
I'm sure. I think many more people are going to come to you after this.
Many more, yeah. And the second question was, what are the requirements to get into this industry? Well, frankly, to get into Miss India, you have to be minimum 5 feet 5 inches and above. Lesser than that, you can't get into the proper Miss India. But there are a lot of other pageants who do not have the height criteria. Okay. It's not necessary you have to be fair. It's not necessary you have to know English. It's not necessary that you have to be very well qualified. No, you should be able to communicate well. You should have that confidence in you. You should have you should be able to face people, and you should be well versed with the current affairs, because it's not just about beauty, it's also about brains. Another thing, you should have something to give back to the society, so you need to be working on a certain cause. So these are some of the things, and when you come, then the rest of the things on how to answer, how to give your introduction, how to walk on stage, how to overcome stage fear, and all those are the things I will help you out with. What I need is a person who's focused, dedicated, is 5 feet 5 inches and above, can speak from the heart, is not scared of speaking. That's it. Unmarried, of course. Yeah, for married people, there is Mrs. India, that's a different category. But for Miss, there's a different category. Nowadays, we have contests even for old people. We have classic Mrs. India, 60 plus. So any age you can pick up. I think it's a great way to become a role model to a lot of people, because to be a beauty queen, it's about your physical development, mental development, cultural, social, and spiritual development. So your entire personality is polished, and you become very, very much in charge of your own.
And that's absolutely true. Tell us something that if you had to start over and choose a different path in your career, how would you do that? Like, what career path would you choose? And how, according to you, would you keep yourself motivated if there was a career block that happened?
Okay. Okay, first let me tell you, I don't know how many of you know that I'm from the Indian Army. So from Indian Army straight to grooming is another completely a different career path. Remember, whatever you learn never goes waste. Whatever you learn, you can use it to create another career for yourself. So in the Army, I had a subject called OLQ, Officers Life Qualities, where we were taught how to sit, how to stand, how to eat with fork and spoon. And when I came into the civilian world, I realized a lot of people didn't know how to do it. So I used that, what I learned in the Army, to build this career of grooming. And now that if I have to pick up another career, I would want to become a singer, because that's been a very, very deep down desire of me. And during my time when I was young, there were no platforms for us to showcase our talent. But now we have so many shows where you can show your talents and you can come out with it. So I think if I have to shift to another one, could be singing or could be acting, which I'm not actually getting into. So these are some of the things I would want to explore. And if there is, and remember, have you seen an ant? Let me tell you, whoever has asked this question, have you seen an ant? When she moves, you put anything in front of the ant, kuch bhi rakh do, up, down, left, right, from somewhere or the other, she will find her way. She is not going to stop. This ant is going to find her way out. So there is nothing called full stop in your life. There is always a comma. You just have to remember, it's just a pause. Take a deep breath. When you think positively, you can always find your way around that comma. There is never a full stop. Life is like a circle. So it keeps moving. So where you think is the end is all actually a new beginning. So there's never, and whatever you learn, keep learning. Nothing is going to go waste. Somewhere or the other in your life, it will come handy.
Yeah, I think learning never goes to waste.
Yeah, for example, in the Army, I was in the military nursing services. So this is the moment when I can now utilize that. So I'm helping my neighbors and here and there who cannot go out in the lockdown, to check their blood pressures, to check their, if somebody needs a vitamin injection or something, they call on me and I go and give it. So that also didn't go waste. Everything comes handy in life. Never ever crib and cry कि मेरे parents ने मुझे जबरदस्ती ये सिखा दिया. No, everything is important in life, and it will come handy, and you will realize it one day.
We'll take the last question from our chat. It's by August Shadows, and he asked that my question is for Ms. Rita. As a healer, how are you able to maintain your crown chakra in your day-to-day life?
How I'm able to maintain my crown chakra?
Yes, as a healer.
Okay. Oh, as a healer. Well, very frankly speaking, you have to have a me time where you need to every day meditate for at least half an hour. I am the follower of a guru called Paramhans Yogananda, who taught me Kriya Yoga. So Kriya Yoga are the breathing exercises. It's kind of a pranayama where we raise our energy through the spine into the third eye. So every day I practice my Kriya Yoga. I meditate every day. And these are the two tools. And when I meditate, many times I also use different vibrational sounds like singing bowls and stuff to balance each and every chakra. You can do it directly with the singing bowl, or you can even go to YouTube and go for chakra balancing guided meditations, and you will be able to balance your chakra. Remember, as I said, it's the practice, every day's practice that you need to do it. And if you continue to do it, you will definitely be able to maintain a high level of your chakra vibrations.
I hope August shadows you have your answer. And I think we all in this time should practice yoga and should practice pranayama to sort of,
Especially pranayama, because breathing is, coronavirus is actually something which attacks your lungs. And two things, you have to build on your immunity and you have to practice your breathing exercises. Immunity, don't think it's the time to diet. And even if you're dieting, eat healthy. Build your immunity, have a lot of vitamin C, a lot of orange juices, a lot of these kadhas and all, but build your immunity. Exercise every day, exercise and do some breathing exercises where you breathe right down. It's called yogic breathing. You can check it out on the internet. It's called yogic breathing. You breathe in and it goes right to your diaphragm, hits the diaphragm and comes again, hits the diaphragm and come again. So yogic breathing is very necessary. Most of the time we are breathing from the upper part of our lungs. The oxygen never goes to the lower part. But with yogic breathing, if you try right now, just take a deep breath, and then just like a balloon, force it inside your lungs. You will feel that you will get some kind of a burning sensation in your lung. And that is happening because that part of lung which you want to now send the oxygen is lying dormant for a very long time. And that will only awaken if you learn yogic breathing, do pranayama, alom vilom, all these exercises every day, at least for 15 minutes every day. And that is actually going to help you out in the long run.
Definitely, I think all our geniuses are going to try and do some yoga.
Yeah, and eat healthy. Very important, eat healthy. Eat healthy.
Thank you so much for giving us your time. I think Jadians have learned a lot. And,
yeah, but before I go, two stories. I'm very fond of telling stories. Two stories to inspire all of you. This is a story of a guy called Matru. So Matru was a mochi. In gaon mein there was a mochi called Matru. And he was very much in demand. The whole gaon used to go to Matru ke joote bana do uske. And he was very good with his art. He used to polish, make old shoes new. He was very good. But one day he realized कि उसके अपने जूते जो हैं वो फटे हुए हैं. All his clients kept telling him, Matru अपने जूता बना ले, Matru अपना जूता बना ले. हाँ बना लूंगा, because he was so much passionate about his art that he never paid attention to his shoes. And one fine day as he was walking, उस जूते में छेद था, उसको कांटा लग गया, and जख्म हो गया. Still he kept working. A lot of people kept telling him, Matru, तू इसका इलाज करा ले, Matru इलाज करा लूंगा. He didn't bother. And one day that little zakham became so big that it became a gangrene. And then they had to ampute his leg. And then Matru stopped making anything and he lost everything, whatever he was doing. The moral of the story is that don't become a Matru. Remember, you are not alone. Lot of people are depending around you. So it's very important to keep your mental health strong. If you start getting stressed out, if you start getting anxious, depressed with this present situation, people who depend upon you will also become like that and you will lose it. So you are the root of your family. You are a part of your family. Very important not to become Matru. Self look after you. Sorry. Look after yourself. Very important. Look after yourself. In the process of doing everything else, don't neglect yourself. You are very important to people. And my second story is again very about your lifestyle. The story is गंगा में हम जाते हैं ना, we all go to Ganga and we take a trip कि हमारे पाप धो. So a lot of people go to Ganga अपने पाप धोने के लिए. So one day, a lot of visionaries sat and they said, "यार गंगा में so many people go पाप धोने के लिए. गंगा तो बहुत गंदी हो गई होगी. गंगा में तो बड़े पाप हो गए होंगे. Let's go and ask Ganga, how does she handle so much of पाप inside her?" So they went to Ganga and they said, "गंगा जी, आप तो बहुत गंदी हो गई होंगी. सारे लोग आपके अपने पाप धोते हैं." गंगा said, "नहीं नहीं, मैं थोड़ी गंदी हुई हूँ. मैं तो सारा का सारा पानी समुद्र में भेज देती हूँ. I send it to the sea." They said, "Okay, let's go and ask sea कि तुम तो बड़े गंदे हो गए होंगे. So much of पाप comes into you." The sea said, "नहीं नहीं, मैं थोड़ी गंदा होता हूँ. मैं तो उसका स्ट्रीम बना के ऊपर भेज देता हूँ. भाप बना के ऊपर भेज देता हूँ." So they went and asked the भाप, कि तुम तो बहुत गंदी हो गई होगी पाप से. She says, "नहीं नहीं, मैं थोड़ी गंदी हुई हूँ. मैं तो बादल बना देती हूँ." अरे बादल तुम गंदे हो गए होंगे. नहीं, मैं तो बारिश बन के धरती पे आ जाता हूँ. तो बारिश को बोला, तुम तो बहुत गंदी होगी. नहीं, मैं थोड़ी गंदी हूँ. मैं तो सारे पाप जो है वो नीचे फेंक देती हूँ. वापस वो जाके फसलों के ऊपर गिर जाते हैं. बट डिपेंड करता है कि कौन उस फसल को कैसे खाता है. लॉट ऑफ पीपल खाने को, फसल को बहुत गंदे मन से खाते हैं. नॉन वेज गंदी गंदी चीजों के साथ खाते हैं. फिर पापी बन जाते हैं. फिर गंगा में जाके डुबकी मारते हैं और फिर पाप धोने की कोशिश करते हैं. सो इट्स अ विशियस साइकिल. So if you have the right thing in your mind, if you eat right, if you are more of a vegetarian, I would suggest, if you eat right with the right feeling, cook with the right feeling, have a happy time with your family, and build a lot of happiness, you will not have to go to Ganga to paap dhone ke liye, but you'll have to go to Ganga for more positivity. So think about it. Be positive, be happy, follow the rules, stay safe, and this too shall pass. It's just a temporary phase. There's a beautiful saying कि कुछ भी करो बदलती जरूर है. कुछ भी करो बदलती जरूर है. ये जिंदगी है. नहीं, कुछ भी करो फिसलती जरूर है, because time keeps passing. कुछ भी करो फिसलती जरूर है. ये जिंदगी है, बदलती जरूर है. The only truth of life is it always changes. So if you're going through this low phase, don't forget, like a wheel, good things are just around the corner. Just have patience. Just have that thing in you, faith in you, that this too shall pass, and we will pass through this test as winners. And I'm sure once we come out of it, we'll all be very different and a very, very nice human beings. Not man and women, we will be human beings, and that is very, very necessary to
Well,
be.
that's what's needed, I think, to be humans first, and then we can go about, creating these differentiations. But being human is what's more important, and constant is inevitable. Sorry, change
Inevitable.
is inevitable.
Yeah, and it is an up and down. Things will keep
Yes,
happening. Don't get scared. You just remember, when bad things happen, good things are just around the corner.
But thank you so much. I think it's been a wonderful session. They've learned so much. They
Thank you.
now know exactly what to do when they wake up tomorrow. You've given us
Yes.
some amazing list of movies that we're very excited to watch with popcorn, and we hope to see you soon, actually, in person.
Yes.
Once we can all resume back to our day-to-day work lives.
Absolutely. And remember, it's just a lockdown, physical lockdown, not the mental lockdown. Keep working on yourself and stay happy, stay safe. And
And
thank
don't
you for
forget,
having me.
oh, our pleasure. And everyone, don't forget to wash your hands after this session.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a great
Bye.
evening ahead. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.